because he's not trying to prove it to you behind the screen, watching this game, playing this game. He's trying to prove it to himself, Kevin Durant, every day that he is the greatest to ever put on an NBA uniform.
Bell to Shaun Livingston. He's looking for that touch.
You know, as a shooter, you recognize that was good defense, but that's more on you than it is the defense. Challenge yourself to get the ball back and continue to be aggressive.
Irving knocks it down.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Down low Bell to Durant. Thompson. He was all over him. The ball in the hand. Doesn't even see the defender. Buries the shot.
No fading on that shot. Strictly up and down.
Fundamentals 101. Fires the three. Tough shot. You've got to body up Livingston. Hits the three.
You live by the three, you die by the three. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Timeout Boston as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Short jumper stays out. To Thompson. Trying to cash in. Off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error. Rozier with it. 14-13 our score. It's a one-point game. Hayward. And the rebound grabbed by the Warriors. To Durant. Has a chance. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time.
I understand the refs may have made some calls that make you a little bit hesitant defensively, but still, I'd rather you be aggressive than non-aggressive, because if you're not aggressive, you need to sit on the bench next to the coach.
Livingston across the timeline. His team up by one. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Rozier. Rozier, shot no good. Has a look. Missed it. He always has the green light, but the defense was ready. We are through one quarter on Christmas night. Jay and I are back after this. It's a special presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. One quarter down. Neither side really distinguished itself. Jay, what stood out?
A filling out process between each teams, and also, Ed, a filling out process with the referees. A lot of quick whistles. The game is being called differently. Look to see how both teams adjust.
Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Perfect feed to set up the basket. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion, and it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance, and in their mind they do, but in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
To Green. Going to launch beyond the arc. Look out. If he's hitting those, could be a long night.
And I don't know why the defense continues to help on guys that drive. Make them take shots over your bigs. By you helping more, you're just leaving three-point shooters open on the perimeter.
To the rim. Lays it up and in.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
From the painted area, won't go down. Tough make through traffic.
People at home, did you know that Aaron Baines played rugby growing up? He knows no other way but to be physical on the court because that's how he leaves his mark.
Irving. 3 seconds. It's going the other way. We have both squads set to make some moves right now.
Subbing in for Golden State, number 30.
To Thompson. Curry. Durant. Buries it.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a three is like shooting a layup.
Celtics have it. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Across the timeline, it's Rozier. Down. Three. Rejected by Green. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by the Warriors. Turns and slams it down.
Jason Tatum finished third amongst all rookies in Rookie of the Year voting. But I say to you this, I agree with what Jaylen Brown had to say. If it was a one-on-one battle, who you taking, Jason Tatum or Donovan Mitchell? Jason Tatum or Ben Simmons? I take JT every time.
Hayward to Rozier. Tatum. Where's the chatter? No one was even close to him.
I don't want to use the word streaky, but Jason Tatum tends to score in bunches. Let me tell you how. He's one of the most effective players in the league and most efficient at catching the ball on the move. A lot of players waste time in stationary positions or overindulging in triple threat jabs, but not Jason. He catches the ball directly and goes, which means he's the ideal of smart, decisive basketball.
Curry to bring it up. Down two. Beyond the arc for three. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Takes advantage inside after the miss from the perimeter. Now the Celtics going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here comes some changes. Knocked loose. Warriors have it.
We're going to see a team take the lead here.
Can't miss those. To Curry. Kevin Durant lets it go. A fundamental shot right there.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive. But when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Here's Curry with it up top. Counting down toward a minute to go in this first half.
The assist from number 23.
Ball's controlled by Boston. Irving to Hayward for three. And Gordon Hayward knocks down a wide-open look.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose a dagger with the three.
And Stephen Curry. We say it time and time again. Not much the defense could have done there.
And watching all these great shooters on the floor at once, it almost mesmerizes me. It's like you're watching the shot in slow motion. The backspin, it gives off the feel that the ball's going in every time.
To Green. And a backcourt violation. Kyrie. Kyrie with a shot, no good. Oh, they don't get it across in time. That's an 8-second violation. Cousins up to block the shot.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Inside, he scores.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there. But see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer. Always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
Now a three. At the buzzer. That's it for the first half. The Warriors with the lead.
halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The Warriors. Thanks for joining us for...
Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. To Hayward. Great feed. Tatum. And that's rebounded by Golden State. Curry to Durant. Thompson. Cleaning the offensive glass. Thompson to Curry. 4-3. No good. That's great defense.
People do not realize the brilliance of the coaching in this league. The small adjustments made defensively has made all the difference in the second half.
To Cousins. Curry. And he buries it. Jay, the system produces once again. Curry, no doubt, is a transformative player. Some say for the worst. Is there too much of a reliance on the three-point shot at all levels?
No, we're watching the game evolve, and Stephen Curry has been critical in changing the narrative. But I want kids at home to recognize that they see the finished product. They see somebody who makes 1,000 jumpers a day. And I love what Team USA is doing when they talk about removing the three-point line. It's imperative that kids have the right mechanics. If you have the right mechanics, your range will take care of itself.
To Durant. Down for Curry. Thompson. Good offense, beating good defense.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
Thompson to bring it into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. To Cousins. To Durant. A pass taken away by the Celtics. To Jaylen Brown. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' ability on a regular basis.
Knocks down the second after missing the first. To Thompson. It's no good. Defender did just enough to force the tough shot.
See, I don't like that shot right there. Pass the ball, get the defense moving, maybe set a hard screen, roll to the rim, see the ball go in a couple of times before you settle for a mid-range jumper that's contested.
Tatum. And the rebound comes to Durant. To Curry. Curry into the front court. Lead stands at 7. Cousins, it's rebounded by the Celtics. That is great vision to set it up. Irving. That's off the side of the rim, short.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Irving brings the ball up court to Horford. Shot by Horford won't go. Curry to Cousins. Green. He'll take that any day.
And if you're on D right now, if you're off on the weak side, stunt towards the driver. That means fake at him. Don't overcommit. Stunt, then get back to your stay at home. Force him to make one of those passes or force him to take a crazy shot at the rim.
And a whistle.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Substitutions, Golden State. In the game for the Celtics, number 12,
Come on.
Tatum. It's good. Defense has to pick things up.
You know, for a long time, I've been calling JT a young Paul Pierce because of his isolation moves, in particular in tight spaces, with fadeaways, step backs, whatever you want, he has. Now, that came from watching him a couple of years ago play at Duke Fantasy Camp in the summer. He was going against Jabari Parker for 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row, he gave Jabari the business. Now, this young kid was not even a freshman in college and was scoring any way he wanted to. and you knew that he was destined for success in the league. Danny Ainge got the steal of the draft.
Green. And drains it.
Ugh, did you see the way the ball came off his hands? Not the best form in the world, but it is where it is. Count it. Maybe just don't count on it all the time.
And they called a foul. Jay, he was there too late.
That's actually not a bad move at all. You're applying more pressure on him by sending him to the line.
Knocks down the first. No good on the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. To Thompson. Thompson to bring it into the front court. Lead stands at 10. Won't go. He has to find better opportunities.
I love when bad shooters make shots. They run down the court saying, I should get the ball more. And that's when you say, no, you're open for a reason.
Tatum. Jay, he's shaking his head. The guilty party. He knows it's better to be lucky than good.
Or he knows it was just a really bad shot that just happened to go in. But sometimes when the basketball heavens drop a gift in your lap, you take it.
Boston with the basketball. Oh, blocked by Green.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Saw a shot right there. Shot's no good. He knows he needs his bench. Brad Stevens turns to his reserves. Rozier into the front court. His guys down by 9. Not that time.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Rozier with it. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Horford gets it to go. Coach cannot be happy with that closeout.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jacking back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Buries it on the catch and shoot.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Gets off the 3. At the buzzer. That'll do it. Third quarter complete. The Warriors with the lead. It's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. Down low, Boogie. To Thompson. Cousins. From long range. That's rebounded by Rozier. Celtics have it. Rozier. And he scores on the step back.
And that footwork was absolutely off the charts. Just that space, splash.
To Cousins. Green. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Across the timeline, it's Rozier. His guys now trailing by a point. Gets a look, can't hit. To Thompson. Off the assist.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. It's blocked by Boogie.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
To Curry. Oh, had him going there for a second. To Green. Here's a chance from long range. And Draymond Green all in one motion. Give it to him for 3.
And here, positions. Eventually, I'm going to hit you with a head fake, and you're going to have to jump considering I just made the last couple of threes. And that's when I find an easy way to get to the rim or force the defense to collapse to kick out for, guess what, another one.
To Rozier. The Celtics down to 4 in the shot clock. To Marcus Morris. Lets it fly from long range. Contested shot. Marcus Morris can't hit. Curry into the front court. Leads 3. Runners.
Get a tub of popcorn and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Play is stopped. Timeout Boston. That's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with 1 remaining. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Trying to cash in. Shot by Hayward, no good. Curry with the basketball. Leads 5 to Curry. Durant to Green. Can't connect.
For an offensive player at his magnitude, that's as easy as a layup if you're not crowding him defensively.
Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
No fading on that shot, strictly up and down.
Fundamentals 101 to Thompson. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Kyrie with the rock. To Rozier. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Misfires. It's no good. To Green. Stuffs it down with authority.
This is why I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Irving with the basketball. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. Irving, shot by Kyrie, no good. Curry to bring it up. His team on top by 8. Curry to Green. Oh, he had him there for a second. Curry to Durant. Fires the 3, and Kevin Durant unguardable. Hand in his face, he still hits the 3.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
Hayward to Irving. Fires the 3. He engulfed him that time.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Timeout Boston. They're down big in this 4th quarter, and a chance here to empty their bench. Opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Hayward. Irving to Rozier. To Irving. Five on the shot clock. Irving. Can't connect. It's no good.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. To Thompson. Cousins. To Curry. Down low to Cousins. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. End of... It's the Warriors who get the victory.